we kind of have a post-concussive epidemic on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, education is huge. And
Yeah.
it's not only the patients, but it's a lot of the providers that need to be educated too on, these red flag symptoms to look for and asking about potential head injury and things of that nature. The foundation has a wider reach than our for-profit business, Concussion Pros. So even finding ways to get in to do these pre-screenings, right, for these athletes. So you do a baseline test for a football player or whoever it is, soccer, wrestling, whatever it might be, hockey. And then if they do have a concussive event, then you can compare their testing results to what their baseline score was. Yeah. I think if the focus is on the patient and what can we do to best serve the patient and get them better as quick as possible, then it naturally evolves into bigger and better things.
I love too that, the idea of empowering the patient, the person to take a look at their brain.
2 thumbs up for making it this far.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 2 Thumbs Up podcast. Dr. Todd here again with you. Grateful to be here with you. I got my business partner, my friend, my brother with me, Dr. David Hammond, back on the show.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for jumping on again today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's good to be here.
We after you were on last time, we had good response. People like, oh, there's Dr. Hammond. I'm like, yeah, he's you're very much involved in what we do. So I really love having you on here, and
it's good to be back on, and
people can see you.
Look forward to our conversation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, man, we we got a lot going on. We recently started this. It's called the Concussion Recovery Foundation. Maybe we just jump in right there.
Yeah.
We launched it in January. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. I know why we kicked it off, and because you and I see such a very similar thing. But what do you see behind that whole thing that we're doing?
Yeah. So, and this is really a grassroots effort, right? Like we're just kind of learning as we go, as we're setting things up. But the Concussion Recovery Foundation is it's based upon our passion for assisting the community, right? And I know we've talked about this previously, but we see so much how concussions can affect people's lives. And there's so many scenarios where a lot of people don't even understand, why do I have these symptoms? And they don't even tie it back to a concussion event. But yeah, I mean, the Recovery Foundation is all about assisting the community, educating the public on what concussion is. I think the thing I'm most excited about, though, is finding a way to serve people who may not be able to afford concussion care otherwise. And so,
because we run into that a lot, where traditional insurance is kind of, unless it shows up on a CT scan somewhere or you can see it on an image, a lot of times, they pretend it doesn't exist. I mean, you can see a rotator cuff tear. You can see an MCL tear.
right.
Concussion is sort of unseen other than to the person that's experiencing it. And so
Right.
insurances tend to say, hey, what's really going on here? And they question everything, right?
Yeah. Or I think sometimes even people have such a high deductible that,
That's true,
there's
too.
no way for people who otherwise wouldn't be able to do care, the Concussion Recovery Foundation will fund that for them to be able to get into a qualified clinic like Concussion Pros or other clinics that we're going to collaborate with in the community to be able to.
Yeah, like you said, it's not just for Concussion Pros. It's the intention of it is to have a national opportunity for aligned clinics to assist with concussed patients that otherwise they can't afford it. Their insurance isn't going to cover it. There's a lot of folks that are Medicaid or Medicare that won't cover any of this care.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean we turn them out to the cold?
Right.
That's one of the biggest dilemmas we have is figuring out ways where we can make it affordable and available for many, many, many people. Because we, as you and I know, and the other docs that work with us, we kind of have a post-concussive epidemic on our hands. There's a lot of people that have symptoms that they may have gotten injured, car accident, sporting accident, but then it goes uncorrelated, untreated.
Yeah. I know someone specifically who she was having horrible dizziness for weeks and didn't pinpoint it back to the concussion. Finally, she got into the right doctor who was able to diagnose it. And then she could start to recover because she knew now what she needed to do.
In that scenario, what was missing though? I mean, she was having these symptoms. I'm just curious about this. Was it her just not realizing that's what it could have come from on her own, or had she sought care somewhere and they didn't correlate her head injury to her current dizziness?
Yeah, I think both. I think both.
Interesting.
And so, I mean, education is huge. And it's not only the patients, but it's a lot of the providers that need to be educated too on, these red flag symptoms to look for and asking about potential head injury and things of that nature.
I would be willing to bet, arguably, that concussion is probably one of the main things in medicine or healthcare that goes uncorrelated, undiagnosed, and sort of avoided.
Yeah.
Because again, there's no outward signs other than to the one experiencing it.
Right.
Like dizziness or nausea or ocular motor problems, like all the things we see.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's the Recovery Foundation is why you and I and Dr. Mike and both Dr. Mikes, and we wanted to do this is because, man, there is a tremendous void in the space when it comes to this type of brain injury.
Yeah. And I think too, we're kind of we've started this, but really this is a community thing. We would love volunteers. Mm-hmm. We would love donations, anything we can do. We want to make this as big as we possibly can, with as many people that can assist us in getting the word out. So for those people that are passionate about this, that have had experiences with this, those are the kind of people that we would really love to bring on board and, help educate the public, help even going into clinics and urgent cares and, hey, these are the things to look for,
and do so in a non-threatening way, because I do know practitioners are doing the best that they can, but for whatever reasons, with this type of injury, we have been put in the mindset, so to speak, that, they got their bell rung, or, go to a dark room and wait, or, because it's sort of, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
It kind of is like, well, let's just see what happens.
Right.
But we know that taking a proactive approach to these things, we get quicker recoveries. Mm-hmm. We get longer term effective neuroplasticity. We get all these positive effects, but when they go ignored, we get problems.
Yeah, and the longer you wait, the harder it is to get those things better. I think so. We've developed a QR code. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, jump and tell it. Yeah, the self-assessment survey.
Yeah, so the self-assessment survey, it's for really anybody, but it could be taken at a clinic where the patient can then scan the QR code, answer a list of questions that can help pinpoint whether or not they could have a concussion or not, and then we can further assist them.
You're right. Dr. Mike Sterling created that for Concussion Pros, and it's we go to these football camps, right? And the ones that are really interested in the QR code because it's the moms. Mm-hmm. And I think I mentioned this before, but they want something where they can, if they're worried about their kid, soccer, football, whatever it might be, where they can hey, let's just answer these questions. And it somehow empowers them a little bit to have some choices here, how to assist their child. So thank goodness for moms. And also, I'd love to get this in the hands of coaches and that type of thing too. But we have those resources available.
And I think, the foundation has a wider reach than our for-profit business, Concussion Pros. So even finding ways to get in to do these pre-screenings, right, for these athletes. So you do a baseline test for a football player or whoever it is, soccer, wrestling, whatever it might be, hockey. And then if they do have a concussive event, then you can compare their testing results to what their baseline score was.
Yeah, it's very valuable information. And, someone was asking me the other day, I think it was my stepdad. He's phenomenal. He's turning 93 this year. Happy birthday, Dad.
That's awesome.
He's a PhD psychologist. He still sees patients. And so he got a copy. My mom, of course, bought several copies of the book Concussed that came out, right? So my dad's going through it, and he's talking to me. He's like, what percentage of football players would you say have had a concussion? I said, well, I would say it's quite ubiquitous, meaning if you've played football long enough, you've had a concussion.
Yeah.
And so I would say I don't have any statistics or, double-blind studies to show this, but I would say it's close to 100%.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, he's like, what? He said, and I'm like, gravity. It's acceleration, deceleration. We have this thing on Earth called gravity, and we have these forces that are always moving us. And so there's a likelihood that many people will experience a concussive event, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, like some of us. and there are options for you now. There was someone called me yesterday, a dear friend of ours. I've known her forever. And she's like, I know what you guys do, and you guys are the experts, right? In concussion. I'm like, well, tell me what happened. And she goes on to this story about she's snowboarding this weekend up at somewhere, the beautiful mountains of Utah. And she, for whatever reason, that day decided not to wear her helmet, and she was just going to spend the day with her son. Boom! And she really gave her son. She, so she's going to come in and see us and all this different. But I love that I love that people finally have a resource, and not that they can't end up in an urgent care. However, there's a mechanism there that will discount that injury because it doesn't show up on CT scan.
Right.
And so,
and it can also affect people in different ways, right?
Yes.
And so when a clinician sees like symptoms that are different in one patient compared to another, it can be harder to correlate.
Yeah, like some of those symptoms that are sort of not usual that we see?
I think mood change is a huge one. And not being able to sleep, insomnia. It's easy to think of dizziness and nausea as a concussion
Headache,
symptom.
very common.
Headache. But there's these other things that happen as well, like inability to focus and concentrate. And so
word recall.
Sure.
I mean, we've seen this 1,000 times when we're working with people. It's like you almost want to assist them with the word that that they're going to say.
Right.
There's that recall is just, it's almost like the brain is really working, but it's running through molasses. It's like, it's that. And then the short-term memory loss. I mean, even have a conversation with this friend of mine yesterday. I could tell she was struggling for words to describe her experience.
Yeah.
It's very, very common.
Yeah.
And so those are the things that, we need to start as clinicians, as parents, as athletes, coaches, trainers, look for. Not just, he got his bell rung.
Right.
Rub some dirt on it and go play again. But let's take a break here. Let's see what is going on with this individual.
Right.
Because we're starting to learn the long-term effects of what happens to the brain in primary, secondary, tertiary, all these impact syndromes.
Yeah.
And so, our intention is to shine some light on that.
Right.
With Concussion Pros and the Recovery Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, like a lot of people who sustain a concussion, they'll get better, right, on their own. But if it's not being managed or monitored, what happens if it's gone 2 weeks and they're still having symptoms? What happens when it gets to 6 months and they're still, it becomes more problematic and more difficult to help assist that patient. So.
And it's interesting that you bring up a good point, because it's like, well, we don't know really what symptoms are hanging on, because the brain adapts neuroplastically to another reset level. They may not be having the headaches. They may not be having and their loved ones may not see it, but there's something, if the people will say, it's like, I just still don't feel like myself. and whatever language they're using
Yeah.
to describe their experience. That's why early assessment, self-assessment survey, and then potential further workup on to see what's going on and track them. They may not need physical therapy, rehab, balance, cognition, all the things we do, but to evaluate and see what's going on.
It can be monitored.
Can be monitored.
Because I think too, the other thing is patients have a hard time putting into words what's going on, and clinically we can help clue in a little bit better as far as what the causes of those symptoms are, if that makes sense.
And I know our docs have all talked about this, where a patient comes in with all these symptoms and they've been to multiple places, but they come in and talk to one of our clinicians, and they almost get emotional sometimes because, and we've talked to our docs about this, like, well, and Dr. Sterling mentioned this the other day to me, and I'm like, this is the heart of healthcare, in my opinion. I said, well, what is the difference, would you say, between concussion pros, and what's been your experience with people when they come in here? And he's like, people feel listened to.
Yeah.
I said, and I'm like, I'm an emotional guy, and I give him a hug. And I'm like, Mike, that's it.
Yeah.
That's why we do this. You know, we figure out how to make it work with the insurances and all the minutia of it all.
Right.
But we will do our darndest to walk with you through this process. Right.
Right.
Some of the other things the foundation is doing is, we've talked, and this is our dreams, right? Research and community outreach, and we have an arm that actually is community service and all these wonderful things. But I feel like the next prong of this, obviously, is this treatment piece, but also the information piece, sharing of the information.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, if people are passionate about this, who have experienced concussion, let us know. We would love to have you as a volunteer, be part of our team. We want to network with teams. We want to network with practitioners. So we can do this work.
Yeah. Yeah. You and I only have so much bandwidth, right?
Yeah.
So yes, getting volunteers. We would love for this to become a national organization, right? Where it's making a difference in communities all over the country, maybe even into other countries, right? Where we're really making an impact. So, but it requires a lot of volunteers, a lot of assistance.
Yeah, for sure. This is there's really just a few of us involved in this right now, and we have this dream, and we see this massive void in the space and opportunity to assist people. So, I think that's our intention, right?
Yeah,
that's what my intention is.
Yep.
But
absolutely.
Let's kind of maybe switch directions here a little bit. So, you've been in practice a long time, and you and I have had many, many talks about healthcare and how we just keep moving through this thing.
Right.
What would you say is some of the most frustrating? Not to bring the energy down but what would you categorize that we've been through? You and I, maybe even together as a team, where we just figured it out. We run into a lot of frustrating situations.
Yeah.
What has it been for you, would you say?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, because it's been an uphill battle often. I don't know. I think honestly, the Concussion Pros program that we've established has been a huge piece in that, kind of the puzzle of how do we further assist these patients. Years and years ago, after treating a patient from a car accident or a slip and fall, their neck's doing better, their back's doing better, they still have headaches, right? They still have dizziness. And cluing into what the cause of that was and adding this piece to be able to further assist those patients, honestly, that's been the biggest breakthrough I've seen clinically in what we've done, is because obviously, we treat patients and we try to help them in the best way that we can. And so little by little over the years, we've added additional pieces so that we can be a place where patients can come and heal and get
Pain management,
whatever treatment they need, whether it's pain management, physical therapy, brain rehab through Concussion Pros. But yeah, the one that I think has made the biggest impact is our Concussion Pros program, and just offering that further assistance that the patients need above and beyond the neck and back treatment.
I would agree. Concussion Pros has, for me, kind of been it's lifted me. It's like, okay, now I again have purpose in my profession, you and I, from a scholastic standpoint, are chiropractic physicians, right?
Right.
And you and I, we love it, and we love what that does. And you and I've had these conversations, so I'm not putting words in your mouth, but we also know there's a limit there. And then, So our intention was to create something that there's possibilities. And Concussion Pros, for me and the foundation and all the things we're doing, has created different possibilities. And I know you feel that too. And it took us years.
Yeah.
Literally years to feel like we feel, oh, there's some possibilities here that we didn't have before. It's interesting because, I didn't come out of school. I mean, in my mind, when I was in school, it looked completely different, Dave.
Right.
I mean, right?
Right.
But now we've done this, and whatever the future is, but I actually wouldn't have changed a thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me because I'll tell you there was times I'm laying awake at 2 a.m. and I'm maybe I should text Dr. Hammond because I'm sure he's laying awake at 2 a.m. going, how the heck are we going to manage this situation?
Yeah.
But yet we went through them all, not even to talk about an ounce of them.
Right.
But like, oh yeah, we got some possibilities here.
Right.
I don't know. Do you find that interesting? Like,
I do. And I love the team approach that we've had over the years. And as we've added additional providers and clinicians, it just feels good to not be like a single practitioner, right? And we can help patients in better and more efficient ways than we ever had in the past. And, we have been through some difficulties and bumps along the way, but it's taught us and helped us to make the clinic what it is today. And I think too, it's so important to have just an open mind and a growth mindset. Like the clinic in 5 years from now, how different is it going to look than what it is now? Because we're always wanting to add pieces that are going to, I think if the focus is on the patient and what can we do to best serve the patient and get them better as quick as possible, then it naturally evolves into bigger and better things.
I love too that, the idea of empowering the patient, the person to take a look at their brain or their body in a different way, because we have these conversations all the time. We classify injury as, oh, they have a concussion. Oh, they've got a rotator cuff tear. Oh, they've got a cervical spine ligament injury. But it's almost like when we categorize a patient, we just assume everyone's the same.
Right.
But what I've discovered and what we talk about all the time is there's none of them that are the same. They may have similarities, but the person experiencing the rotator cuff tear is unlike any other experience that's ever, you know what I'm saying? So that's why if you've seen one concussion, you've seen one concussion. Yeah. They present differently because of the uniqueness of the individual, the type of impact they had, how this person is processing that information or that injury. And so that's why I feel like the listening piece that Dr. Sterling hit on last week when I was talking to him is it's the secret sauce, man. It's the fry sauce of it all, right?
I love something else he said in our clinic meeting. I'll paraphrase because I don't know exactly what he said, but we see patients day in and day out every day. But when the patient comes in, that's their one time that week or 2 times that week that they're coming in, right? That's a unique and personal experience for them. And they, like you were referencing, they come from different backgrounds and from, maybe their work environments are different. Like there's all these different factors that come into play with their injury. And so listening and paying attention to them and focusing on the individual instead of a cookie cutter approach with our treatment, I think is invaluable. And I love our providers because they are so good at focusing on the one patient.
And the home care that they give to people, whether it's a musculoskeletal injury, whether it's brain, we sort of partner up with our patients. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we can do some stuff here, and we're gonna do this with you. But it is imperative, if you would like to have a result, that you do these exercises, these things at home, because
Right.
we can't see them every day. And so retraining, whether it's musculoskeletal or neuroplastic, so we kind of partner up with folks on this process. And so we see great results when a patient truly engages and buys into their care.
Yeah. There's an accountability factor. Yeah.
And so that's a huge part of what we do. And I think that's a credit to our doctors as well.
Yeah.
That they really emphasize the fact that these people need to be accountable to their own care, and do and be part of it,
100%.
But yeah, man, we got some things cranking. We have we have great docs, like you say. We have we got the new location up in Layton, Utah.
Yes, we
working
do.
On.
Yes.
What's the challenges with that?
I think just getting the word out. So we have Concussion Pros in Layton and Ogden, so Davis and Weber County. We offer pain injection services there as well. But it's just reminding people, that we're up there and that we're established. But it's exciting, increasing our bandwidth and being able to serve other communities and more people is fun.
Yeah, we will go where we go.
Yep.
Yeah. So I know we've had what would you say in your own experience is, sort of, because you and I both have gone from the active patient treatment, me longer than you, to more, we got this thing, and we're steering it. What do you? Because sometimes you and I have a lot of conversations about where we're going, what we're doing. Moving from a practitioner's standpoint to more, okay, how do we grow this thing?
Right.
To me, that's been exciting and also a great challenge.
Sure.
Because it's different than being a practitioner. What's been your experience with that?
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful that we're in a position that we can do that, right? First off. But I think, it's a different mindset. And I think it's just a matter of, empowering people. I think that's the biggest key. We have providers that are amazing, right? And they do a great job, and helping them feel empowered to do what they do, right? And giving them the tools and the resources and the ability to grow that within their own space and within their own influence, right? It's hard to be a single practitioner. It's really tough. But we offer the ability for people to come in and be part of a team and feel that energy and excitement. And we want to do that. We want to grow that and find the right providers in other communities that really have a passion to help people. And then we can assist them and empower them to do that.
We kind of did the same thing, and I know maybe this is interesting to you and I, so if you're listening, we find this interesting. We even did this on the admin side. Remember a few years ago? Oh, no, you remember. You were there.
Yeah. I was definitely there.
A few years ago, we kind of made, because we were in it, right? We were managing an admin and doing this, and you're still seeing a lot of pay. But we had this group of folks that were like, man, we could literally change channels here and bring in a clinic director and a business office manager, a billing manager, and we can go, okay, we'll take a step over here, and we're going to develop the business model, We're going to be out and about. We're going to be talking it. We're going to be sharing it. We're going to do a silly podcast. We're going to do it, right? And so, do you remember that it was almost like, okay, Todd. No, that just Todd. How much faith do you have? Not faith in God, of course, but faith in yourself to allow people to come in and assist you with this deal. Remember that?
I do, yeah. And I feel like it was a shift with the clinic. I really do. And it's been great ever since then. And it's all about empowering people and assisting them in their own leadership and their ability to help us grow the clinic.
Yeah. I mean, there's it's this definitely a trust fall experience. And I feel like I would tell myself, okay, Todd, another trust fall today. We'll see what happens,
Yeah.
And it's like you texted me earlier. I was like, "What are we? We didn't talk about this on the podcast." I'm like, maybe. I don't know what
Let's see how it goes.
I just love my friend David Hammond. He's an amazing doctor. We've been together a long time, and we're just doing something, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And so it's been.
It feels honestly I'm just grateful to be a part of our group.
Yeah.
And it feels good to wake up in the morning and have a purpose with what we want to accomplish and being able to assist people and help people. And I couldn't be more grateful for what we've grown and what we've built together and for our amazing staff because they're the best. We love them.
Yeah, they are the best. So
yeah,
man, what are we, where are we going?
Onward and upward.
Let's see where we go, right?
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it. And like I said, I'm 50 something. And like I tell people, I am biologically, are you, when I say my age, I'm like chronological, biological, or eternal. Eternally, I'm infinite and forever. Biologically, my last blood test, I was like 47. Chronologically, I'm 50 something. So, but it's like there's this, like the older I get and the more I'm like, I just love this. I'm so grateful that this part of my career where a lot of people be winding down in their 50 somethings that close to my age-ish. No, there's no winding down, bro, Todd.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's like retirement sounds horrible. Like, I don't ever want to do that. I want to take Concussion Pros. I want to do what we do. I want to assist the concussed brain and with what we're doing. It's super exciting for me. Because there was a time and place where I was done with healthcare. But and credit, thank you for you and for all the things we're doing for giving just this guy a purpose again. And it's exciting. And I want to do this for as long as I get to breathe air.
And what keeps the engine going for me, I guess, is seeing patients, right? From when they come in to when they finish and the change that they go through. And, it's just really rewarding. I have a passion, you have a passion for just assisting as many people as we can.
And if you question what Dr. Hammond just said, read our reviews. And those are all real reviews.
Yeah.
Like, we want to make a difference. Not out of we know something, but out of in partnership with folks that are seeking assistance.
Yeah. 100%.
So, yeah. So, thanks, man. Jumping on the podcast today.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it was fun.
We'll keep doing this thing. We love having you. Dr. David Hammond, folks, phenomenal man, phenomenal father, phenomenal doctor, phenomenal individual. So we love you, man. Thank you for putting up with all my shenanigans. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. I love you too. And just grateful, honestly.
Thanks, guys. We love you. We're grateful for you. 2 Thumbs Up Podcast, Dr. David Hammond. And we've got a few things shaking. We got the Concussion Recovery Foundation. We have the Within event coming up on March 26th. We would love to have volunteers if you're interested in being part of the Concussion Recovery Foundation. You can message us, reach out to us. And we'll see you down the road.
Every episode is another small climb. Not a miracle cure, just a moment in time. But your voice in my headphones says, look how you've grown. Suddenly healing doesn't feel